Mi nombre es Fly Warrior y pertenezco a la Ciudad de México. Llevo mucho tiempo buscando este tipo de oportunidades y esta vez que se me presenta no la voy a desaprovechar. Mi garra y mi pasión van a hacer que salga con la mano en alto.
My name is Jonathan Gresham and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I've been wrestling since 2005, so about 12 years, almost 13 now. I'm always looking to test myself against people that have different experiences, life experiences, and ring experiences.
My name is Joey Lynch and I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I've been wrestling for 14 and a half years, and after 14 and a half years, I feel that I'm just now hitting my stride.
I am the Crown Prince of Camden, Deshaun Pratt, 31 years old. I've been in the wrestling game for 11 years. The Independent Championship means everything to me.
Because I want it more than anybody.
Esta noche inicia mi futuro.
Tonight, I begin my future.
Tonight I begin my future. It's my time.
To my right, from Dream Team, weighing 166 pounds, accompanied by Stokley Hathaway, Jonathan Gresham. And to my left, his opponent, accompanied by Matt Lynch. Guess not. Joey Lynch.
This is what it's all about, Adam. The Powerbomb TV Indie title. One of these two men are going to leave with that gold around their waist and essentially be the face of Powerbomb TV. There were qualifying matches right here in Old Forge, in Mexico, in Canada, in Atlanta, and they are going to represent Powerbomb TV everywhere that Powerbomb TV goes, and no two better men have proven today and over the last several months that they are deserving to hold that trophy, that belt, that title, no more than Joey Lynch of Anarchy Wrestling and Jonathan Gresham, represented by Stokley Hathaway.
Earlier tonight, Gresham submitted Fly Warrior. Lynch was able to put away Deshaun Pratt. It's the moment of truth here, Joe. Which one of these men? They started with a very impressive field here at Powerbomb TV to determine who would get to this position, and we have it down to two of the absolute best, Joey Lynch and Jonathan Gresham. But, Joe, one thing I want to bring up to you, remember earlier tonight, Stokley Hathaway came out during that triple threat and shook hands with John Schuyler. I'm just wondering, is that going to play into this? Is there an ace in the sleeve, literally, of Stokley Hathaway?
Whoa! Well, ace in the sleeve, but look at that fancy footwork and superb agility by Joey Lynch there. Getting out of that hold of Jonathan Gresham, sometimes in many circles called the octopus, in the way that he could just wrap you up and seemingly just hold you down in ways seemingly impossible, but make a good point there, Adam. The other thing that I also want to mention is the ring announcer mentioned that Joey Lynch was to be accompanied to the ring and have in his corner his brother Matt Lynch, who is conspicuous by his absence. He attempted for the opportunity of a lifetime with that open challenge from Eddie Kingston. I can only assume he's worse for wear, convalescing from the beating he got from Eddie Kingston earlier tonight. A bit of a mistake, because that ace in the hole that you mentioned about John Schuyler, or even Stokley Hathaway himself, not above sticking their nose into the match. But I would like to see a clean contest out of these two competitors. Ever the optimist, always going into a contest like this. with such a prestigious title on the line, and what that title represents and will represent going forward into 2018 as part of Powerbomb.tv. And now Gresham here, a literal ring wizard. Look at the way he got out of that hold. I've never seen that in my entire life. I've been calling professional wrestling for the better part of the last 12 years. I've been a fan of professional wrestling for the better part of 35 years, and I've never seen anyone escape from a hold the way Jonathan Gresham just did.
Early on, it seems that Gresham is struggling with the strength advantage, especially in those legs of Lynch. But just as I say that, Gresham able to transition, like you said, Joe.
You talk about leg strength. Look at the neck strength of Jonathan Gresham being able to essentially bridge his way backwards out of that head scissors and immediately reverse it into a toe hold. But that's the problem a lot of times when you lean back in a hold like that. You kind of open up your neck and your head to your opponent, and Gresham shaking his head, almost saying, "Nah, son, not this time."
And you see it, Joe, just how calm Gresham is. Lynch is reaching for the face, trying to get the advantage, but every time Gresham just cool, composed, keeps his wits about him.
Both these men have had about the same amount of time to recoup from their earlier round matchups here, so neither man can complain. I wasn't given enough time to prepare for this contest. Both men knew exactly what they were getting involved with, having to wrestle 2 times in the course of one day in the hopes to be the first Powerbomb TV Indie champion. Lynch going for the reversal there, but Gresham still holding on to both wrists, controlling the man, putting the head into the small of the back here as Lynch tries to widen his base to hopefully be able to spread those arms and break the grip of Gresham. Every time that he does, though, Gresham just pulls it in tighter.
Well, one of Lynch's X factors is definitely the size and the strength advantage he has. We saw in the match earlier with Pratt, those devastating strikes. It's a matter of getting in position to land one of those, as Gresham is just completely all over him.
You know, it's something I've said before, and it's the one thing about Jonathan Gresham, one of the best technical wrestlers in all the world, and the one thing that sets him apart from so many other great technical wrestlers is that willingness just to rub in that forearm just a little bit, that willingness to just take a little bit of a shortcut, to take the advice of someone like Stokley Hathaway. That makes him that much more dangerous inside the squared circle, on top of how accomplished he already is. And you see the way that Gresham is blocking those.
Whoa,
and I spoke too soon as both men were jockeying for position with that hip toss, and now both men on the outside, face to face, eyeball to eyeball. Neither man wanting to take an eye off each other, neither wanting to blink, if you will.
Still in a bit of a lighter tempo. I mean, this match, great showing of technical prowess.
Right, you know, you've got your first match out of the way, you're into your second match. As you mentioned, Adam, it's a little bit of a slower pace to start, but it's still a feeling out process. Neither man wants to go for something huge, you know, to risk it, one, but also possibly to make a mistake this early into a contest with the title hanging in the balance. And you see Gresham not rushing in to continue, and you see Lynch doing the same.
Keeping a safe distance as both men catching their breath, regaining their bearings. Bryce Remsburg assigned this contest. I'd go out and say the top referee in the independent wrestling scene. Who better to maintain the order in this matchup?
I'm not the first person to say this either, but when you see Bryce Remsburg's name involved with a professional wrestling event, whether it be his hosting duties earlier from today or just referee or anything, that he could add his 15 years plus experience, add so much to the integrity, the importance of not only a match but also the entire card. And you see Bryce now maybe starting to lose his cool, as neither one of the competitors are. Perhaps I spoke too soon.
Takes the leg out, does Gresham. Goes coast to coast and hits a leg lariat.
And immediately after the first big move, Gresham goes to the outside.
Went for broke with the dive, able to land it, slammed Gresham up against the guardrail.
Not taking an opportunity to soak in the adulation of the crowd, gets Gresham right back into the ring, scales to the top rope, does Lynch, but Gresham wisely and slowly just rolling back to the outside of the far side of the ring, away from Lynch, making Lynch have to give chase. And folks, keep your eye on Stokley Hathaway on the outside.
Lynch, easy pickings for Gresham. Gresham able to move in, takes him down again. And look at this, oh, thought I was going for a submission hold. Able to counter it perfectly. Not that one, though.
Caught the pump kick with his hands and caught the enziguri at the back of his head. Gresham down, but still in the contest, able to get that left shoulder up. Joey Lynch keeping the pace of this contest exactly the way he wants it. Not letting Gresham return control of the contest here. Sends him into the buckle. Lynch with a big head steam. Gresham needs to capitalize. Lynch rushed in.
Beautiful transition.
The smoothness of Jonathan Gresham is unparalleled.
Punted the arm. Lynch gets caught. And just like we saw earlier in the Fly Warrior match, Gresham may have found that opening like the proverbial shark smelling the blood in the water.
And that was an arm drag, yes, but that was an arm drag with intention to try to rip that arm out of the socket to do serious damage to the arm. And Gresham certainly knows that this was no accident. And now you see there that octopus on the elbow pad, indicative of what we're going to see from Jonathan Gresham here as he is turning Joey Lynch's left arm in the most unnatural way. No human arm is supposed to bend that way.
Oh, God. Gresham.
And look at the look on Stokley Hathaway's face. He is loving every second of this.
It's amazing how Gresham can find those angles, twist and bend the limbs. Lynch has been struggling for several minutes in this contest to find an answer for the technical prowess of Jonathan Gresham.
Lynch here trying to fight from a vertical base, but scoring with those kicks. We're not able to turn the tide. Gresham quickly into a crucifix pin, only two. And you see it one more time again with that quick snap on the arm drag to continue to hyperextend the shoulder, the elbow joint, the wrist, everything on that left arm of Joey Lynch.
This tournament has definitely been an eye-opener to the world of independent wrestling, to that of Joey Lynch. I mean, this guy, well known in the Southern independent wrestling companies, but coming up here, making his name by
I know what
scoring
Gresham
some big,
has in mind here. And Lynch tried to move his arm not to absorb the entire brunt of having his forearm just smashed into the canvas there by Jonathan Gresham, but the damage has been done, as Bryce Remsburg asking if Lynch can continue with the contest.
One of the many great things about Powerbomb.tv is that they're giving a lot of these guys chances, opportunities to showcase what they got. But Joey Lynch, what could be a star-making night for him, is being just decimated by Jonathan Gresham.
And you're starting to get that. Just a straight punch, a jab, if you will, right into the bicep of Joey Lynch. Looking to Charlie horse things, looking to damage the muscle.
Joe, look, Matt Lynch making his way finally to the ringside area. To second his brother. And to possibly neutralize any interference from Stokley Hathaway.
What a great story this would be. Matt Lynch out here in support of his brother. Stokley Hathaway fighting. Joey Lynch still in this contest, still connecting with those forearm shots. And now Gresham releases the hold and staggers a bit.
Lands the snap power slam.
Instinctively scores with that, but too much damage has been done to the left arm for Joey Lynch to properly make a cover or continue the assault. He needed to use that as a breather, but connects. Big back elbow, big enziguri here, and now Lynch is starting to feel it. But Gresham one step behind him.
Pinpointing that forearm as Lynch pinpoints that boot. Covers. Only gets the 2 count.
Put his shoulder right across the bridge of the nose on Gresham there. Deep hook of the leg, but still Gresham has a lot of fight left in him. And one has to wonder how much fight does Joey Lynch have left in him.
Matt Lynch trying to rally on his brother. What has got to be one of the biggest matches of his career.
If not the biggest, one of the biggest singles matches of the biggest stage of his career here as part of Futures for Powerbomb.tv. And now backing Gresham up. Oh, and you can just see the sweat flying off the body of Jonathan Gresham under these hot lights in this hot building as Joey Lynch puts the pressure on. Big run behind that chop. Gets Gresham out of the corner in the center of the ring.
Ducks on, oh! Just like that. Lynch went for the covers. Close, close. Matt Lynch trying to coach his brother, trying to offer some pointers, some advice.
Just even being out there for emotional support. You know, it's his first time here in Old Forge, Pennsylvania, his first time here for Powerbomb.tv. To see that familiar face and that familiar face to be family is enough to kind of right your head sometimes to get you back into the contest. We saw that earlier, Gresham with that snap stunner. Oh, and that snap German suplex one more time. Joey Lynch could be done for, but Gresham now feeling the effects of those repeated shots to the face and jaw delivered by Joey Lynch, and not able to continue the onslaught for the pin and maybe the victory.
And like you said in the Deshaun Pratt match, Lynch was able multiple times to form somewhat of a defensive shell for those strikes. But here, the fatigue setting in, not able to get the full protection. Coast to coast with those forearms is Gresham. Oh, cracks him with the back elbow. Spins him around, jumping knee. Detonation kick from Lynch. Lynch is on fire. Plants Gresham, that could be it. Oh.
And Adam, I don't know if you could tell, but from my vantage point, the difference maker there was he lost the grip around the waist, but immediately tried to grab the grip around the leg, but it wasn't enough. And one has to think if he was able to keep that grip on that German suplex, that Joey Lynch would be holding the Powerbomb TV Indie title high above his head. But this match continues. Jonathan Gresham still has life left in him. Joey Lynch calling for the end.
Gresham's in serious trouble. What's Lynch going to set up for here? Not able to lift him.
Went for a double underhook, but that left arm is still feeling the effects of that huge offense delivered before.
No!
What the hell was that?
Gresham able to shake it off.
And for the third time,
the size difference may have come into play with that one. Lynch maybe not able to get all of it.
This one's just going too fast up until that moment. Oh my goodness, Adam, it doesn't get any closer than that.
This is how much this independent title means to all these competitors, to be the face of Powerbomb TV, to see how Powerbomb TV has just been skyrocketing the last few months, to be the guy, to be the face of the company. It's something that both Lynch and Gresham do not want to let slip from their fingers.
Yeah, but Adam, one has to worry how much longer is Joey Lynch's left arm going to hold out. He's now holding it up. It's essentially dead, hanging at his side. One more time charges in, and one more time gets caught with the boot. Oh, mistake there, leaving that arm out in the open for Gresham to just annihilate it. Standing switch, standing switch, standing switch. One more time.
Again, goes for the arm, turns him around. Another cradle variation. No, swings around. Beautiful submission hold here from Gresham.
Good call there by the referee. Gresham absolutely thought he had it well in hand. The referee deciding to break the hold. Oh my goodness. It's a title match. You don't want to lose the title. Flush your opportunity down the... And you hear Bryce Remsburg laying down the law here on Jonathan Gresham. And that's definitely a sign of frustration on Jonathan Gresham's point. Now one more time trying to wrap him up. Joey Lynch though fighting, not allowing Gresham to get that leg around his head if he locks that on.
Clubbing Joey on the back of the head, trying to stop for that octopus hold. Hard chop. Bryce was laying down the law to Stokley as well.
How'd you tell him to get your guy under control here?
It's not often you see Bryce Remsburg lose his control, lose his temper like this. Again, takes the low road, does Gresham.
Oh, now you see, this is the third time Gresham has pushed his luck, second time with this tap, if you will.
Lynch on the apron, Gresham moves in.
And you know, you got to think Bryce knows the importance of this contest, not to allow the disqualification. One has to think that Stokley and Gresham know this as well, so they're going to, at this point in the contest, this late in the game, they're going to push their luck. They're going to take their chances, bend those rules on the verge of breaking them. Oh, but Lynch taking too much time getting to that top rope, and Gresham just hurled himself to shake that top rope. Oh, and that kick. Again, every time Lynch just leaves that arm out there, and Gresham is all over it every time he sees it.
Again, hooks the arm, no, cut back. Gresham takes him over. Applying the crossface, locking it on. Lynch has got three options: find out, pass out, or tap out. Fly Warrior tapped out earlier.
And I will say this, the one difference is Gresham doesn't have his legs locked on this, as he's doing his best to try to fight, leaning back to a seated position. And see, that's what he was trying to do. That's why he didn't have it fully locked. He was trying to prevent that arm from making it to the bottom rope.
Lynch down, Gresham slowly pondering his next offensive maneuver. Goes for the stomp to the back of the head.
Lynch doing a little bit better of a job to try to keep that arm away from Gresham. But that time caught Gresham taking a little while getting to the top rope. Lynch needs something big here. Sprints to the top rope. One motion. Overhead belly to belly suplex. Gresham on his feet, but only because the corner is holding him up. Oh! And Lynch went for the big spear, and he rammed that already injured arm.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
You get a front row seat here at powerbomb.tv. You get wrestlers in your lap.
Holy
Gresham with a shooting star press. And in a blink of an eye to the opposite buckle.
And again, coast to coast. No!
Gresham going deep back into the old school playbook. Back to back, corner to corner. Shooting star presses and not enough. And look at Stokley Hathaway.
Gresham hit that suicide dive on Lynch and hit a fan of the front row head first. Hit two shooting star presses, but still Lynch able to dig deep.
That's what the Powerbomb TV Indie title means to both these competitors. Gresham measuring him one more time. I was hoping Joey would have got the message, keeping that arm more protected. It did not matter because Gresham was able to find it and just dissect it. And now he's got the step over with the right leg across the head. He's got the right arm trapped down in between his own leg. And now, just repeatedly hammering down onto the ear.
Joey Lynch has nowhere to go. Oh, he's fighting out.
And you see here on the outside, Stokley saying, that's your brother. Throw the towel in. What would your mama say?
Matt Lynch, who's this? It's John Schuyler and some guy wearing a bandana. Raining down those hammer fists is Gresham. Right on top of it.
Joey Lynch has been in this hold for a very long time.
That's it, that's it.
Waiting for the referee's official decision here.
The winner of this contest and the first Powerbomb TV Independent Champion, Jonathan Gresham.
Take nothing away from Jonathan Gresham. He might have pushed things a little bit. But the best man won here tonight in Old Forge. Joey Lynch put up one hell of a fight. Stokley Hathaway now getting into the ring here.
Jonathan Gresham. It took you 13 years to get to this point, because that's how long you've been wrestling. You did it. And for me to share this ring with you means a lot, because when we first started, we were both told that we wouldn't be anything in wrestling. And you proved everyone wrong. And a lot of people, they've been asking, what does the Powerbomb TV Independent Championship mean? Well, it means that to be the best on the independents, you need to have that championship. And as of now, if you want it, you got to go through Jonathan Gresham. But I'm going to make it easy. If you feel like you're the best in the world, then you need to go through him. You need to go through me. You need to go through the top prospect and the newest member of the Dream Team, John Schuyler. And you need to go through this man. He told me that he's better than a lot of people here tonight. I think he's right. Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And we're going to start this domination next weekend at Beyond Wrestling, October 28th and 29th. We collectively are the greatest group out now. And Jonathan Gresham, a lot of people have said that you needed someone to help you get to this point. That's not necessarily true. I helped you get here, but you took full opportunity of it. And I've been talking long enough, and from the bottom of my heart, I say congratulations. Enjoy it, soak it up, because tonight we have a lot of partying to do, baby. Congrats.
Blood on the Kings.